Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel, and in today's episode I'm going to have a talk with you about why me and you will probably never be a billionaire. Now I know some of you watching this are going to be like, no, I'm truly going to be a billionaire. That is, and I get it. I was exactly the same. Maybe 5-6 years ago, I truly believe that, I could be one of those people who would become a billionaire in my life. And I would say over the past year, maybe 2 years, I've become quite peaceful and quite content that I will never be a billionaire. And while some people will say that's giving up, I would argue that it's actually just being realistic and has taken a certain weight and expectation off my shoulders. And I think that there's a message in this which is worth sharing. So to kick things off, I won't drag you into this, but for me, why I won't be a millionaire, statistically it's improbable. Very, very improbable. In 2016, there was 1,810 billionaires around the world, in a population of 7.5 billion. Like I said, the odds are low, and you can't really work around that. I still think Mark Zuckerberg is the youngest billionaire, certainly in like the top 50, I believe. And whilst I could take some solace in the fact that I think the top 8 richest people in the world, 4 of them come from technology backgrounds, so Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Larry Ellison. And you could argue Michael Bloomberg as well, but he sort of started somewhere else and sort of moved into the online space. You think about the number of technology businesses and startups there are around the world, and more of them fail than ever make the sort of $1 billion or £1 billion target. Now what led me to this realization was when you look at the successful people who aren't even billionaires yet, the people like Gary Vaynerchuk and Grant Cardone, who are sort of in including their investments are in sort of hundreds of millions mark, which is great. That's totally a good thing, but you see that what it takes for them to achieve their level of success, and like I said, I have no doubt that they will, that they're sort of billionaire potential. And you see the content that Gary and Grant and a host of others put out who are in that sort of upper echelon of people, and I don't want it. I look at what makes them happy and their life that they lead, and being honest with myself, that's not something which I personally want to have to do. I don't love it that much. I don't love the grind as much as Gary or Grant does. I'm not obsessed with it to that degree. And that's why I will never be a billionaire, because you literally, unless you're someone who gets, I won't say lucky, but makes the most of an opportunity that presents itself, a bit like Mark Zuckerberg did with Facebook, and then the greatest thing that Mark did was keep innovating. Or like J.K. Rowling is another great example. She'd been not a failed but a struggling author for years, and then it was Harry Potter which propelled her to billionaire status. That one thing is all you need. Same with the guys from Angry Birds and stuff like that. You only need the one opportunity to blow up in that way. But again, it's a lottery win for some people. It's being in the right place at the right time, and the odds of that opportunity leading to $1 billion payday is so slim that you can't rely on that outcome ever happening. So in which case it means for the majority of us, we have to just work on what we're trying to do with the world and what we're trying to achieve with the world. And like I said, I have no doubt I'll be a millionaire. That is something which will happen 100%. A billionaire, however, will not happen. And there's also another reason why I don't want it to happen. Because when you think about the billionaire lifestyle, that top 1% of people on the planet, there's something called the Hedonist Treadmill. And if you don't know much about the Hedonist Treadmill, look it up. It makes a lot of sense when you read about it. And Hedonist Treadmill basically says that the more you get in life that makes you happy, the harder you have to run in order to stand still, remain on that treadmill and maintain that happiness level. So a perfect example of that is, like, can you imagine, I mean, I've never been on a private jet before, but can you imagine, like, the first time you travel on a private jet, it'll be a fantastic experience, you'll love it, but can you imagine then owning a private jet and everywhere you go is on a private jet? It will become normal, and you won't get that same happiness spike out of that you did when you first did it. And even then, I've seen interviews or like conversation, like transcripts between multi-millionaires and billionaires, who, when you tell them about their, compliment them on their plane, like, oh yeah, but such and such a body's got a better one, or a bigger one, or a faster one, and it's like the goalposts just are constantly moving, and that's something which, as an entrepreneur, will always happen. In business, you never reach the goal. You keep moving it. You keep moving the goalpost to keep moving forward. But that doesn't stop when you get to like the billion mark, because then you'll start seeing people with 5 billion, 10 billion, and you realise that is, they're in another level, and then you are aspiring to be like them, and you can't buy an island and all that sort of stuff. So that hedonist triangle, that the more that you have, the harder it is to impress you or make you happy. Where'd you go after you've had a Bugatti Veyron, or a Bugatti Chiron, the new one? Where'd you go? There's a limit. You've reached a peak, and then everything lower than that is going to set you up for disappointment. There's an interview with Dan Bilzerian, very famous poker player, very successful poker player out in Vegas and Instagram guru. And he made this comment in an interview saying the problem is like, at home I've got 3 personal chefs who make me whatever I want, and they're some of the best chefs in the world. So for me to go out for food, I have to go to somewhere as good as the chefs can make at home, otherwise it's a letdown. And you see, this is the problem when you're dealing at that high level, and you could say that's a good problem to have, but I think mentally you're not in the right place. You're not going to be as happy, because life isn't going to give you everything that you have grown to expect or think that life can offer you. There's going to be more times that you are going to be disappointed than actually the flip of it being more times that you're happy, because you've got used to the pinnacle of what life can offer you. I would also say that I value a work-life balance far too much. I don't have any, I've done the 16, 17-hour days, and I do them again if I hadn't, if we were working on another business which required that amount of effort. But to be honest, I'm now in a position where I would probably just put staff in from the start, and I didn't have that luxury. When you don't have any money, you throw time at it. Now I would throw time and money at it, but and that would speed things up. But I mean, I enjoy time away. I don't have the urge to, I mean, yeah, it's great, I can check emails on phones and Skype and stuff like that, but I don't want to be, I enjoy my downtime. I enjoy being able to go to the cinema and go out with friends and have a few drinks and not feel guilty that I'm not working on a business or not working to get to that $1 billion goal. It ain't gonna happen. I value the lifestyle far too much, and I'm quite happy in that I'll have a good lifestyle, but not that elite 1% lifestyle. That's fine. Yeah, I just, like I said, I don't enjoy the grind enough, and I'm quite happy with more life, work-life balance, a little bit more life in the balance than what I believe a billionaire work-life balance would allow. And I find this a very interesting topic, because you probably won't find many entrepreneurs who will tell you that they have no desire to be a billionaire. Let me know in the comments down below if you are an entrepreneur or you're entrepreneurial in your mind. Let me know, is your target to be a billionaire? Do you think you can be in that 1%? And if so, are you willing to work like the 1% requires you to work in order to get there? Because if you're not, I would argue that you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of disappointment regarding that goal. And sometimes you're going to be much happier if you just cut the shackles away and maybe lower the expectations to being 100 millionaire. You know, that's totally doable. 10 millionaire, just a millionaire. Let me know what you think down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know this is a very different video than normal. Normal service will be resumed in the next video where I'm talking about eBay stuff. But with that said, enjoy the rest of your day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you as always in the next video. Thank you for watching.